other key concern that emerged last week was SEBI's action on Jane Street, and that's something that's very, very important for us to understand with your insights that you have to share with our viewers. Now, on the one hand, there are questions about whether what Jane Street did is legal, illegal, did they manipulate the markets? Will SEBI be able to prove that? Will the final order be able to clarify as to how, the intentions were malified? On the other hand, there is this retail investor who's questioning that whether any kind of strategies or top-notch, strategies that they can adopt will ever be able to stand against such large machines, quant strategies or algo trades that happen. And thirdly, for us to really think at the large, scale as to whether we are a mature market enough to have F&O exposed to the small retail investors at large, or do we need better systems to be able to protect them? How have you looked at all these scenarios that have emerged out of Jane Street, and what's your learning there, sir?
I think three things are important. One is we need a great F&O market. There's no doubt. That gives depth to any market. That gives you risk and return metrics. So you need the F&O market to be a proper stock market, and you can't live without it. So we need that market. So let's be honest about it. Nothing wrong in that market. Number two is, in any market, even the US, people will come and do wrongs. Okay, it's every market. There's a milk in long bag. Everybody's done wrong in the market, and ultimately the trick is who gets caught and how fast do the government respond, regulatory agencies, to close that loop. The third aspect is, in the days of algo, the retail investor has no chance against an algo. That machine calculates faster, analyzes faster, and orders faster, sells faster, buys faster. You cannot match those machines at this point of time. So retail investor is at a disadvantage, definitely disadvantage with those machines. The question which only comes up in all this is that when it was first discovered that this was a quote-unquote manipulation, and we'll come back to manipulation, why was the action not taken that time? Why it has taken 2.5 years for 36,000 crores of profits to be made? It could have been stopped long back. There's nothing to stop. That's the only question to me is there been a delay at some end which this could have been stopped, and some of the stuff that happened after the last 2 years could have been not happened. But the fact remains that the very thin line between a strategy and manipulation, all right? It's a very thin line because no one player is dominant in the market. You can't say that Jane Street is dominant, right? So therefore, I think the only thing here is that if action was taken and immediately when the first problem was highlighted, I think a lot of this debate would have ended that time. Now we're looking at 3 years of trading and saying, and Sakshi, let me tell you, worldwide, no case goes to the court. Every single securities case is settled. So this will also be settled ultimately by both of the parties. So you'll never see who is right or wrong. The settlement would be, I'll pay X fine. I will not admit wrongdoing, neither I'll admit this thing. And that's how all securities cases in the world are settled. So let's not worry about it'll be proven wrong, right or wrong. Matter will get settled. I think lesson learned here is that act fast if you think manipulation is done, if manipulation is done. But dividing line is, what is manipulation? I can do a strategy, buy and sell same day, and whatever I want to do. But there are other players who can counter me for it. So I'm not sure where the dividing line of justification is, but I think it'll get settled. Request is act fast so you protect what is the good thing in the market. But you can't, this will keep happening. Let's be honest, it'll keep happening.
Is there anything that we can do apart from, of course, realizing what's happening and acting fast, or preventing it? I mean, is there any way we can prevent a Jane Street 2.0?
We don't want to prevent Jane Street. Why I say don't want to prevent? Because these are the companies which will give us the depth in our market. They trade big, they give you the volume, they give you the depth in the market, and more such entities come, we become a global established stock market at the end of the day. So idea is, we don't want to throw the baby with the bathwater. We want to just regulate them to say, behave yourself, and you do the right things. And that is where I think the problem came up, that it became 2 years is too late in a securities fraud or a manipulation environment to take action. But we don't, at the end of the day, yes, we want more of Jane Street to come because their depth in the market, which will give us the heft we have today. Look at the heft we have. We are doing 70% of IPOs in the world today. Now that heft comes not easily. So we don't want to give it away. So yes, there'll be bad with the good, but the good which has come to the Indian market is phenomenally more than this profit one company's made.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.